Howdy YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Gunman. So today we're doing another review and demonstration on the DeVilbiss Trisk Tru-Cure Handheld UV LED curing light. So in true Gunman fashion, we'll just start off by opening it up, give you guys a look at what we get in the box, and then we'll take it out and run it through its paces. So as you can see here, you get a pelican case, so it's nicely packed away with some foam there. Everything has its place. It comes with a 2 amp hour battery and a charger. Now, the charger I got is from the UK because Spray Guns Direct did send this out, so thank you Spray Guns Direct, but I did have to just find an adapter. So if you do get anything from Spray Guns Direct, just keep in mind that they are from the UK. So if you are from Australia, everything is sort of compatible with the volts, but if you're from USA, I believe you should not go from 240 volts or whatever it is to 220 volts, which you guys use over there. So I think you can go the other way around, but either way, look into that. Just be sure to potentially buy it locally if you are from the States. Anyway, as you can see, it's a nice looking unit. It's got a nice weight to it. It's not overly heavy. I have used a few over the years, and some of them do get a little bit weighty with whatever heat sinks they've got up the top there, but this one is nice and lightweight. I was reading through some of the specs on it, and they were saying that the handle is made out of fiberglass reinforcement, so it's plastic reinforced with fiberglass, so they reckon it's yeah, like a nice strength to it, but that's obviously saved on the weight. So yeah, it is nice in the hand. It's not overly bulky, it's not overly heavy, but it does have a very nice amount of power behind it. So I've used a few lights over the years, and they don't all have this much power. As you can see, you can hold it back, say 10, I think they recommended 12 centimeters distance, but personally, look, I've used a lot of UV products over the years. I like to get it nice and close. There's actually a few reasons for it. The way I see it, you're getting the light at its strongest, you know, it's only going to dissipate as the distance is greater. Another thing I like about holding it closer is you're going to get less of that UV radiation splashing back onto yourself. Now look, I've looked into it, and I believe that the current generation of UVA curing lights are not anywhere near as bad as the old ones used to be. I think they used like a broader spectrum, say UVA and UVB right back in the day, but I think they've refined the part of the spectrum that you need to cure the fillers and primers now, that they can actually, they basically targeted a less harmful wavelength to dry it than it was at the start. I heard some stories that with those old school lamps, which were like incandescent globes, I believe they were actually sending people blind. That's what I heard. So yeah, that doesn't seem to be happening anymore because, like I say, as the technology has progressed, they've managed to just target a smaller range, which is less harmful for the people. But hey, take what some dude on the internet says with a grain of salt. Your health is your responsibility. I don't want you coming back to me after 6 months and saying, hey, Gunny said that this stuff's okay. No, you do your own due diligence when it comes to your health and safety. If you're not confident using these, don't use it. That's as simple as it is. You know, if you're really convinced that it's going to be terrible to your health, just tell your boss, say, look, I'm not using it. Even if they want you to, and then you can either find a new job or he can find a new painter. Or he might say that you're good enough to say, all right, 2-pack it is, mate. We'll deal with the shrink back and we'll deal with the longer dry times. But yeah, in saying that, like I know I'm expecting these comments. You get these few dinosaurs in the comments whenever you do anything on UV, and they're just oblivious to how awesome UV products are. But at this point, the technology is way beyond proven. It's been proven for a very long time. Yeah, so look, I do recommend just giving it a shot with an open mind. Don't just be, oh, you know, it doesn't sound like 2-pack, it's a bit harder, oh, this is terrible, you know. No, give it a bit of time, you know, give it the time that it really does deserve, because a little repair like this will, from start to finish, it would take me less than 10 minutes. It's really not a big deal. And I'm talking from filler to primed, ready to paint. I'm not talking a panel beater, putting a bit of blog in, coming back 10 minutes later, and then sanding it out, and then setting it into the painters to 2-pack prime and put the lights on, and 2 hours later from start to finish, you've got the little repair done. No, I'm talking 10 minutes. and you're start to finish ready to put the color down. Like it's really massive. It can't be understated how much of a difference using these UV products and how much time it saves me in a workshop. So, but yeah, back to the light. Like, I was looking at the price of these things. So they're currently about $1,700. And whilst that does sound high, it's actually come down a lot. So these kind of lamps, sort of around 8 or so years ago when they started coming in, like the handheld lamps, the UV lamps, when they started coming in, you're talking $5,000+. I still remember those Tesla Cure things. And the batteries are starting to die on those older Teslas. So now you've got to sort of send them away and get them, repacked, which you can get done. But one good thing about this is it's just a battery cartridge. So you would imagine that the handle itself should last a lifetime, especially being high quality LEDs like they are. Now I couldn't actually catch the exact wattage that these things run at, but it would be well above 80, I would imagine. So like a nice high power, so it does dry the UV products quite fast. But because of that replaceable battery, you don't have, a bit of a brick of a thing until you send it away. You can just potentially get yourself a new battery pack. But yeah, look, in saying all of that, for me, in the shop that I'm working in, one battery is way enough, like totally enough, because, well, I actually have 3 UV lamps, so I didn't really even need this one. Spray Guns Direct were kind enough to send it out, and it's always good to try some of the new products and let you guys know my opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm loving seeing the prices coming down. Whilst it's still not at the price where it's the kind of thing that your average painter is going to own one of for themselves. Like, don't get me wrong, I would love that. Like, that's my goal with UV tech. I want it to get to the point where a UV curing light, like a top quality one like this, comes down to about, say, $1,000 Australian, which is going to get it to the point where it's like, well, you know what, instead of buying the next limited edition spray gun, I'm just going to get my own UV curing light because they're so convenient, they speed me up. That's the point I would love it to get to. And yeah, like I say, if you are still sleeping on the UV curing tech, guys, get onto it. Even a bad UV primer, which is what I'm using on this door here, I really don't like that PPG UV primer, but it's convenient in the aerosol can. I can't always be bothered cleaning a spray gun out, and I know it's only a few minutes, but when you're talking about 10 minutes start to finish on a repair like that, 2 or 3 minutes is a percentage of that time. You could be onto the next thing. You could have those doors in the booth, getting some primer onto them, getting some etch primer onto them, or whatever the next stage is. So time is money in this industry, and I'm here to save as much as I can. I believe in working smarter and harder. Whoever came up with that saying, work smarter, not harder, I reckon they are lazy. I say work smarter and harder. And I do believe if you approach work with that kind of a mindset and truly mean it, work harder and smarter, you will reach the top of your game faster than everybody else, and you'll be one of the best in the industry. So like I say, work smarter and harder. Just because you're working smart doesn't mean you don't have to work hard anymore. That's basically my point. But as you see there, guys, that's about it for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy. UV curing tech for the win, but like I say, it's not really going to be one of those things that your average painter is going to be able to justify the price of. I get it. I do want to see the prices come down a little bit more, but in saying all of that, this is still a pretty good price point for what you're getting. Try and twist your boss's arm to see if he will buy one, and yeah, be sure to get on that UV filler as well. Spray Guns Direct do sell the Colad putties, but if you can't get a hold of that, yeah, look out for that Nuva filler. Nuva fillers are awesome. I absolutely love them. Anyway, guys, until next time, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out. I'd like to say a big thanks to everyone for watching, and if you'd like to support the channel further, you're more than welcome to go over and check out some of the merchandise we've got. My personal favourite is those spray suits, so they're a good quality Colad branded spray suit with the Gunman logo on it. There's also hats, drink coolers, hoodies and t-shirts, so be sure to go over and check out the link in the description if you are interested.